Despite the final game of this first series, I would like to remind all of you viewers, we do have a very hype game coming up after this too. There's another series to be played out between Team DogChamp and 5-Man Midas. Very potential teams to go, maybe even top 2, maybe even top 3 during this first tour of the North American DPC Division 2. So stay tuned for that. And hopefully this series will also find ourselves a victor from these two teams. I think a lot of people felt that Felt would be the so-called team with an upper hand for this series, underdogs on Electronic Boys' side. Though I think what you were really correct with them being a bit unlucky with their previous series, having to play with a stand-in mid-series, internet issues, playing some long games, not able to secure victories. Having a map taken away inside a best of 3 and not getting
This is a wild smoke, by the way. We're starting off on the right foot.
And this could be it for them to do it. Murdoch's smoke, they all actually ended, and they find Zor. Gonna find a Mars. Mars might be able to level up his spear to get one. He's actually gonna go for the bonk and succeed, or in this seed, concede his life as Albino Zebra picks it up, and that wild long smoke leads with a result for Electronic Boys to pick up first blood.
Yep, and they also get, once again, that ward on the small camp that is so heavily contested these days, making sure that they slow down the Batrider a little bit if he doesn't get anybody dewarded, or at the very least, he's going to have to buy his own sentry and slow himself down a little bit.
Batrider versus the Pangolier in mid. How do you think this one's gonna go?
I don't want to say even, because that doesn't feel like a correct interpretation of what's going to happen here. This Pango is going to be quite pressed for the first couple of waves until he can start properly clearing. And you can see here it needs to move up very far in order to secure range creeps if Soldi does it right.
Oklahoma was almost thinking about going all the way towards that easy camp to block it. There's a sentry already placed there though, so that will deny the camp from Solji. That's one piece away from the Batrider from kind of ramping up in that early farm. We know Batriders can get really strong once they get that fast boost of travels, which is the most common build to go for. While in bottom, we actually see some creep wave pull shenanigans here. Wake Me Up is trying to keep that creep wave alive, but Albino Zebra doing some very important work here, connecting it to the hard camp, and that means that they're not going to get the full benefit out of this creep wave.
And first couple of levels here for Murdoch are going to be fairly hard. The Mars is a great matchup versus anything melee.
Grim is making his lane easier, like Murdoch's already up to 9 CS. Might have missed one creep there. Meanwhile in mid, Firefly does a bit of damage, but I feel like the Pango is still getting the upper hand and is living up with these 20 stick charges, and or even in this case 1 charges, which I do like to see a lot on both Batriders and Bristlebacks, and sometimes even PAs, where you just go straight up 1 without brown boots.
He's getting the most stats out of an item that he was going to buy anyway, and it's probably going to serve him well in the rest of the game. And this lane is going to just get easier for the Pango in the sense that he's going to have to be in there less and less, but he'll have to be careful with how he uses his swashbuckle, because if he doesn't get out of dodge fast enough, Solji is of course immediately going to move in for the kill.
Still only 1 kill up till now. Both lanes on both teams understand the importance of XP. Picking up those early levels to open up potential kills. NP especially, who wants to keep this Phantom Lancer away. And Albino Zebra, in case of the Electronic Boys, really securing a good time for Murdoch here with these early creeps. But Mars is not complaining. He's still up with 11 CS. He's picked up these early levels for himself because Spirit Breaker is now roaming around the map, opening up the easy camp for the Batrider. They finally recognize that this camp has been blocked and needed to do something about it. Port's moving around the map too.
Wake me up.
Steel Barco. This looks to be a second kill, maybe, but he does find a way through the trees, but the shards are there. Attack team damage, a couple right clicks in. Comfort tries to get a return kill on the Nature's Prophet and pokes him away pokes and prods him all the way back to the fountain. He does have a teleport to come back to the lane, though.
Bane is so tanky. He's a very hard target to go on, and wait, actually, like,
Yeah, it looked like a full commitment from Felt in the bot lane because all spells were used on Zor, and it wasn't enough to kill the Sven, but instead a kill for Electronic Boys, and another one from the top lane. The Bane getting caught with the tag team and speed. But they finish off what they started in this top lane. They straight up teleports under the tower, and with the help of the tag team, they've got the damage for it. Great start for Electronic
Oklahoma
Boys.
nearly died as well. He had to TP to his own tower, now gets chased down by the same Firefly that nearly killed him before.
It's a bit late with it. The Firefly just runs out, so they can't kill the Pango. Kill anyway. And Oklahoma's doing a great job harassing this Batrider back. 3 points in shield crash, 230 damage dealt at every jump. And also reducing the damage dealt from the Napalm Firefly with that hero being hit. And Dusk that actually missed the swashbuckle, but's chasing him under the tower with the help of one melee creep.
But on top lane.
Yeah, we're just, you know, it's a full brawl again, just like game 2. Like,
it is.
every lane is seeing action.
Speed getting punished for his positioning by the rotation of Wake Me Up, and that means that Zor is alone on the bottom lane right now, but the Inkswell does not actually connect.
Might do something with potential Spirit Breaker charge with the spear onto the Sven, because Murdoch is trying to creep block the creep wave, and that charge is getting closer by the second. Zor is right there. Does he look for the angle for the spear because the Sven is there, and now he's going to move in. Sven, he's still ill-suspected of this, and he's too far away, and that is a bash as well from Wake Me Up, but Zor, he's too far away to land the spear, and I feel like the Sven also knew what was up.
Yeah, he stepped away just in time. I think either team are going to now enter the phase where they're very wary of the mid rotations as well. Maybe less so from the Batrider. Another charge. Please stop it, man. You have no mana left.
Pango is the one to go on the Batrider, so Wake Me Up. He's just going to go for a quick drive-by and move himself out, but this Batrider looks to be dead. Oklahoma with the damage, and that is going to be enough. Solji has been punished. Oklahoma picking up the kill, and Pango, or Oklahoma in general, meanwhile Speed is being chased in top, and there's a kill for Comfort. Back to the topic on Oklahoma, this looks like the first mid lane he's actually going to win during the course of the series.
Yep.
With flying colors.
Great play from him. Really exploiting the fact that he got the level 6 early, and I had to laugh about the Spirit Breaker just driving by. It's like, yeah, no, nothing to do for you here. We are gonna go over to top and get a kill there instead. Bye.
Yeah, he feels like the guy who's basically needed everywhere. So he's the guy who always says yes to somebody who's asking for a favor, and he's not really thinking about himself. He's just doing one favor after the other, being moved around the map the whole time. This time Murdoch gets the stun to intercept the charge from the Spirit Breaker.
Getting punched in the face for his troubles.
Most importantly, if you look at those last hits denies, it's looking pretty colorful at the top.
Mm-hmm. Not too big of a distance just yet, but Oklahoma is definitely having himself a grand old time. And he's got another Rolling Thunder. He's going to come in.
Yep. There's also a charge in bottom, so again, both lanes are battling it out. Oklahoma almost getting the kill here in the top lane. Still Borko in between. Oklahoma gets another connection onto Comfort. Bane low on HP, and that should be it as Bane slices in with a rapier. Picks up another, and meanwhile the bottom lane, the chase finally comes to an end as Albino Zebra picked up by Zor. Murdoch also popped his ulti. He's been jungle farming for a bit. He knows this is kind of like a dead lane for him. He doesn't want to be there anymore. He doesn't have to be there anymore. He can just farm the jungle as he wishes. The kill on both ends.
Yeah, they could have had the Phantom Lancer there, I think, if they correctly identified the right guy first, but unfortunately, CYZ goes on
Tango 10 seconds is all he needs, but he's got a shield crash available. He could do a lot of damage here onto this Batrider with the help of his supports also arriving. Batrider getting disarmed. He's flying inside the trees, but his Firefly just ran out. He's going to get hit by the NP ulti too. That's his speed. They corner him inside. He just ran out of duration on the Firefly. And Spirit Breaker wanted to go in, and Mars as well gone in this bot lane. And everything is going correct for Electronic Boys, but for Felt, it's coming apart. It's not looking good for them.
It is. This mid lane has turned from kind of embarrassing into a disaster. And in the meantime, they're also losing heroes over on these side lanes. The Phantom Lancer is going to abandon his lane now, which means that the Nature's Prophet is going to have a free time up top pushing a tower down. Oh no, they've already found the Bane again.
Yeah. But that's not gonna do much. That's the only thing he can do.
SPL is moving into the jungle without any of his Blades of Alacrity either. Just the power treads and a single band of Elven Skin.
I'm not sure if
really
you
rather
heard,
be
but
more
that
friends.
was probably the longest Pango laugh I've heard in a while.
I did not.
Yeah, that's a rightful laugh as well from Oklahoma. 302, 3 kills, 60 last hits picked up. Orb of Corrosion with Brown Boots into Maelstrom Blink Dagger. I like this. I actually watched one pretty interesting Pango game today. That was on Thompson's stream. That game went on for like, what, 90 minutes? The guy had like 1,400 last hits on Pango, but had such big impact from the mid lane. So I wonder what Oklahoma can bring up with this Pango in this game.
Probably a lot. Like, the Maelstrom build, you're going to be dealing so much damage, especially versus a Pangolier, and you're going to actually scale really well into him. And look at how easily this man clears waves.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
He's got the tools for it. There's a haste rune on the top end. Spirit Breaker charging the Sven, but cancels it at the same time. Flame Break is there, but Speed's still going to be taking the rune away. That Rider left with an empty bottle. He does have the Boots of Travel, but really, there's no lane to go to right now because Zor is occupying bottom for himself. He knows he's got this lane for himself. He will, at some point, finish up the tower. Unless Liz and Albino Zebra are going to be able to intervene. And that NP ulti already does a lot of damage. Snowball, Inkswell, Oklahoma's there too, and everything connects. It does come with a 4-man rotation, but a kill is a kill. He will take it.
They will, and this is the only man on the side of Felt who could make any moves right now. We haven't really seen an arena yet, and
we're not even going to be seeing a Blink Dagger on him either, because he just finished Face Boots. You have no playmaker on the team right now. You don't have a blink on your Bat Rider. They're going to see you coming every time. Mars with no blinks. It's all down to the Spirit Breaker, to be honest. To charge in and make an opening. And I don't think Wake Me Up is necessarily up at the same level as Speed is with that Game 1 Spirit Breaker. Maybe he'll hit it at some point, but that's still a pause 4, not a pause 3.
Yep. And you're going to get silenced every time you go in by this Grimstroke. So going in, yes. Coming out alive, I don't think so.
Yeah, still Porco. Again, it's going to be the target of all the hatred here. 13 seconds needed for Rolling Thunder. Soulbind onto 2. Zor is there, going to get that arena down. Tiz will dodge it for a second. I don't think he's going to live through this one, so everybody else makes their way out. It's been a while since Felt has actually gotten themselves a kill.
I'm not sure they're going to get anything out of it, though. This Firefly is already over. The Mars is coming in to flank the tower, but as you can see by Albino Zebra's positioning, they're not actually scared.
Yeah, they can't get this Grimstroke with the charge, but the Inkswell, the stick charges, actually the one charge is going to be enough to heal him up, and Oklahoma makes his grand entrance onto the Mars. Zor able to move away from the instant line of sight there. Or out of harm's way in this case, but the face boots, but still not enough for an escape. Murdoch comes in for the double kill. Sven is going to be happy with that because he was just farming ancient camps and now he's farming heroes.
Yeah, the snacks walked right up to him. Excellent.
Oklahoma though, the Lasso's ready, Inch Grip is there, and this should be a dead Pango. They will make sure they connect everything here. That's good for Felt, even if they lose the tower. Oklahoma somehow actually right-click the tower during that transition there. He got the tower. So, I don't know, man.
That was literally... Yeah, that must have been literally in between the Fiend's Grip and the Lasso.
Oh, this is going to be going down. Inkswell is there, and Snowball... Yeah. Health is finally picking up the pace with these battles. Almost kills the Spirit Breaker. Doesn't actually use his shards. I don't think it would have been enough to kill the Spirit Breaker anyway.
Oh, Zebra boy.
Trees, and he's gonna get ganked.
under attack.
Don't think E-Boys mind losing both of their supports too much there. It is a bit unfortunate that there's a lot of experience in it for the supports of Felt. These guys were down on their level 6s before, and that's level 8 on Borko now. And that's a
make
good
it
find.
3. Okay. So, Felt, 7 minutes ago, was the last time they got a kill. Now they've picked up 3 in the course of 1 minute, and not even a small kill. That's the mid Pango going down again. He just got killed in mid with the ultimates. And now he's killed
Dire's
again
middle
inside his
tower
own
is under
jungle with
attack.
this big gank squad pushing from a bottom tier 1 tower to 3 kills. Still 4k
Yeah.
behind, but important kills for Felt.
Absolutely, and now they're nearly going to have a lasso again, nearly going to have a Fiend's Grip again, and are looking at this middle tower with a lot more tools in hand than they have previously, so E-Boys is going to D-ward here.
Yep, still Barco was casually taking a stroll in the Radiant. Lush forest. Walks into a
Who's
Grimstroke
guarding
and
that
a
ward?
Tusk.
Gets the denial in the first sentry too. I don't care that you have a second one. You're already gonna D-ward me anyway. I'm dying for this.
Talked about the way that Felt is going to need something or some way to initiate. Mars is now 500 gold short from a Blink Dagger. So 5 minutes ago, he just finished his Face Boots. They're still going to need a couple more minutes to finish off the Blink Dagger. But Electronic Boys with this smoke train towards the bottom half of the map. Up in the trees. Smoke will pop from Murdoch. They're still waiting patiently.
Got that Echo Saber
Oklahoma,
at
now
the
they
ready.
know somebody's in the trees. They're just trying to find where. And Murdoch finds the Spirit Break, and the charge is also 1 meter charge. It's more of a headbutt here. Wake me up, Oklahoma. You already used the Rolling Thunder. Mars will force them out, and the Electronic Boys, they realized that it didn't quite go as planned, so let's just get out.
Yeah, because every time that they don't immediately get a kill in these engagements, they're going to get lassoed, they're going to get Fiend's Grip. There's no initiation problem for Felt if the prey just comes to them. And now, Soldi with that
Rider
haste
coming in
root.
from the side. He's got a smoke. He's still running and looking for it. Wake me up. Goes for the charge on Oklahoma. And they found the Pango. Lasso available. We'll get it. The Soulbite's there. Beautiful arena placed by Zor. And it's only to buy some time. And now with the Fiend's Grip onto the Tusk, they will get the kill onto him. Zebra doesn't look to be escaping anywhere. Solji picks up a double kill on the Bat Rider. They have targeted the Spirit, the Nature's Prophet. Speed, you gotta get out of there. You gotta get out of there. He is ill-suspected. He doesn't know anything's going on.
Look at that damage.
Flame
This is
break into an incoming charge. You should be taking extra damage from that bouncing.
Dire's top tower is under
Yep,
attack.
that's concussion if I ever saw one. And now Solji finished up his BKB. I was worried that this guy was going to be a liability, finishing his boosted travel relatively late after a rough laning stage. But after all of these pickoffs, and especially the solo kill on Oklahoma earlier, he is just right back in the running. He's got all of his items at the ready. And now things get very dicey for E-Boys. Their Sven is working on a BKB of his own as well, but there's 2 disables that go through. He's not going to be able to play freely. None of them are.
That's where the Pango really comes into picture, that the way he fights, the moment he pops BKB is a warning sign. It's a red flag for the Bane. Get the grip is basically what's going on, or maybe even the Bat Rider to go in. So Pango has to work together with the Sven at the same time if it works out. And Speed, as mentioned, caught in the bot lane. Solji revealing the BKB as well on the Bat Rider there. The first 9-second charge, but it's worth it.
It is absolutely worth it. And you can see E-Boys were grouped up in the enemy jungle, trying to make use of the fact that both of these BKB piercing disables are down, but they couldn't find anybody. And now the disables are right back up. Still Borko pops the smoke, and once again Felt are going to be on the offensive.
And they find somebody in the jungle. Looks like there is an empty
Dire's
jungle
top
upon
tower
them.
is under attack.
They will keep on searching. If it's just come off cooldown. The Borko is actually peeping towards the outpost, and I believe they are pinging the Roach Pit currently because they have been spotted. And Albino Zebra is just trotting in front of the Roach Pit. Steel Barco finds the Nightmare on the Grimstroke. And Zor, look at that! 4-man arena, but he's gonna lose his life for it. They were ready. Electronic Boys, Mean Script is there, but Oklahoma gets the cancel. And it's all falling apart from Bell. 2-man again with the Soul connecting on 2. They've lost the Bat Rider. They've lost everything. And Electronic Boys, you might be inside the arena, but they're the kings of the arena. And the Aegis goes for Oklahoma.
Murdoch turns and burns. That was very unfortunate. The Mars is just a little bit too far up from the rest of his team. If you have a little bit more time, the Bane can move up in there and actually get a grip off onto the Pangolier before he gets his roll off, but instead everything goes wrong. Bane gets his Fiend's Grip cancelled by that same Pangolier, and well, I guess they're glad that Comfort got out.
Always got to look at the bright side of life. And as long as you are staying alive, that's most important. PL hasn't died a single time this game so far, so that's a positive spark for Felt. 304. Scotty is getting closer by the minute.
And I feel like I've been emphasizing the fact that E-Boys can't really make any moves, but truth be told, right now I don't think they care too much as long as this Sven gets left alone. Like, even though they got punished every single time.
Spends the target right here. Murdoch needs to get the arena, the BKB off, and the counteract for the Nether Strike and the Spear. This might turn around completely. E-Boy, they're gonna go in. Oklahoma with the blink stun onto the pathway. The BKB will be popped at least. But Solji inside the Soulbind, and there's the lasso on the Pango. Pango still pumping there. Almino Zebra is down at the hands of Zor. Ziz walking in, he's got Snowball ready. Solji trying to get the Flame Break connection, and the Tusk also a bit of a panic there for a second. He blinks out, but Zor is there, and a blink as well from Zor. Oklahoma waiting on the high ground. They will sack the Tusk. That almost went from great connection into horrible. As Wake Me Up now, well, you know he's dead already, and Oklahoma even charges in speed. There's a bit of damage with his ulti. He's being pushed around, and back to the high ground he goes. He's going to have to pop his BKB. Oklahoma go for the turnaround. They got the Fiend Script coming up from the Bane, but the Bane's going to go down. The Mars is down 2, and Solji's on the run. A bit of misfortune seems to be a bit lucky here for Electronic Boys, because they find an opening with that, and the Fat Rider, he's going to get killed too, and a triple kill for Oklahoma. And oh boy, what can you say about that? Like, that was so many things happening at the same time. It all started off with Tips. The Nether Strike and Spear don't work together.
They do not. And then after that, even though they initially pushed him back, the Phantom Lancer actually stays on the tower where the rest of his team dives. And as a result, they don't really have any damage even as they chase on. And Bad Rider's like, my Firefly's running out, guys. We just have a Fiend's Grip here. And Speed turns and burns after he was running away. It's like, I want nothing of this. And they bump him back up and it's like, wait, actually, I'm not trapped in here with you.
Yeah, so Murdoch gets his BKB off because of the Nether Strike and the Mars Spear. And that's where all hell starts to break loose. It's like, it's looking great for Electronic Boys, but look at this part of the fight. Where the Spirit Breaker goes down, and the Flame Break from Bat Rider pushes Speed on the high ground. He realizes, I can't go anywhere, but hey, I'm going to be BKB. And they turn it around. Oklahoma, perfect positioning there with the Swashbuckle. It almost felt like they handed it out to Oklahoma for him to set up. But when you're looking at the real-time pictures, you see that Comfort's trying to push out bottom. And almost had a little of a break, a little bit of a fight here in the mid area of the map, but at least this opens up the tier 2 tower in the top half. Electronic Boys able to establish map control back to them again.
And all they gotta do is keep this Sven out of the firing line. As long as he is not lassoed or gripped, they can cancel whatever one of the others gets used on him. They have so many stuns. I felt really don't have the damage to deal with him just yet, or the staying power. This PL has finished up his Manta style, is going to work on the heart now, but that is still a ways off. And he can definitely not man-fight Murdoch at this point in time.
So Zebra thinking about maybe jumping on the Mars. Oklahoma's got the same thoughts.
He's got an Aegis. He'd love to still use that somewhere.
30 seconds remaining. Felt
Dire's middle
also
tower is
recognized
under
there. I think
attack.
they're looking at the clock. Wake Me Up has placed down a Tinker Ward, and look at how close this Nature's Prophet is. And he's 1 inch away from being revealed. And he's gonna TP out
Dire's
as
top
he's
tower
not
is
found,
under
and the
attack.
Bane is there. Right there on the Pango. Doesn't get to use his Fiend Script.
Oh, he's blocked!
Comfort's not going anywhere, and that is the end of the Phantom Lancer, his first death. And at a point where they thought they actually had a fight, Sora's down 2, Felt have lost 3. This PL was going nowhere.
He wasn't. No, there's once again a shard up on speed, so he Quelling Blades the Sprout to get out and gets confronted with a big, large, ugly Mother of the Treant who's going nowhere, and then he's still stuck. Poor man, look at him
Steel
stuck in the
Borko-
corner.
Steel Barker was also kind of just standing still at the point of figuring out, like, what do I do here? And PL is at the same point, but he's actually being hit by stuns all over the place. He's stuck inside the Sprout. Solji gets killed off in the top lane. He's been ganked by Speed. He's been ganked by Albino Zebra. And the Tusk is also there too. I feel like Felt has really hit a demoralizing part right now where Electronic Boys are just doing what they want right now. That was actually a kill attempt on the Ziz, and it didn't work out for Solji.
Very painful. For a little while there, they had all the tools to make this map dangerous for Electronic Boys, but they lost control of the rhythm here, really. And now, honestly, most of these heroes on E-Boys are getting to the point where they're too tanky to die in just a solo Fiend's Grip or just a lasso. And that spells doom.
Marching towards the bot lane, but the rest of them are actually battling in mid. Tusk being the target here. He's got Snowball available. And he's going to go very deep. This is like watching a troll using his ulti and getting kited to the high ground. But the Tusk in front of the tier 3 towers. Quick easy kill for Felt.
And meantime, on the bot lane,
I mean, well in the bottom lane, yeah.
this is the Spirit Breaker. This is the guy that's supposed to be hunting speed down in combination with his Batrider, but they can't
Hey, look
make
at that.
any moves.
It goes the other way around. It's the Nature's Prophet hunting the Spirit Breaker now. It does go a little bit differently. I'm not sure if it's backwards day.
Might just be opposites day today.
Yeah, that was actually the word I was looking for. Opposites. 27-17 in favor for Electronic Boys with a 14,000 net worth lead. Graphs are looking pretty grim. They're very one-sided for now, but I feel like we might be seeing a first victory for Electronic Boys if this keeps on going.
Might indeed. Murdoch is absolutely unstoppable right now. He's finished up an entire Bloodthorn. This man's single target damage is through the roof. And if this PL has already used his Manta Style for whatever reason, he is dead meat.
And that's also another tool against the Bane. And even the PL can't use anything except for the Manta Style to get away. Meanwhile, Zor just getting slapped down in the mid lane. With the help of this Sven, it does look like Electronic Boys are thinking about going to the high ground. Solji is in the top lane nearby. Murdoch does also turn around, and they are doing some calls in the comms right now. Let's set up in mid. Let's see if somebody shows here. Actually, oh, actually, Wake Me Up actually goes in, but he's too far away for Ziz to go for the Blink Snowball. Thinking about it.
Standoff continues. We also had Steel Borko on the bot lane trying to find a grip over onto speed when he pushes out the wave. He's repositioned for that again. I'm not sure they're ever going to get him.
Yeah, there was great understanding from Speed with his positioning before that last fight broke loose inside the triangle, where we were thinking, like, is this Spirit Breaker gonna find the Nature's Prophet in the trees? Because he was like 2 units away. If he took 2 steps forward, that ward would have revealed him. He would not have been able to participate in that team fight and apply the Sprout onto the Phantom Lancer. So, and that also was the Orchid.
Charge? I know Speed just went to the pit. Unfortunately, that means the Bane is all alone on the bottom lane.
Yep, and they've also found Wake Me Up. Pango yulls him into the air, waiting for his teammates to arrive, and then Spirit Breaker's just gonna get bashed and stunned and killed.
That's what you get for barging in.
Because there's simply nowhere to go. They've got wards everywhere. They seem to be having vision all around the area, knowing where the Spirit Breaker's going. Roshan is up in 1 minute 5 seconds, and that's an important one for Electronic Boys. And Felt, you would like to see them fight outside the base, maybe even contest Roshan. Oh, the last time they did it, they lost 4 heroes.
Yeah, that didn't go so good. They're really just waiting for it. I think what you're hoping is that you get to drag the Sven in.
He's gripping
on
bottom,
the
they
back rider.
caught speed. Can they get this
Finally!
kill through? They've done it, they've got it. But is it enough? Still, Borko's gonna get hit in the trees. Bloodthorn is there. So a kill for a core. And Soldi's the one to pick it up, so only 500 gold short from that Blink Dagger. Felt will call that a victory. They're smoking up towards mid, though.
I'd already given up on that kill. It's like, they've been angling for this for 3 minutes now. I'm sure they won't get it anymore.
Very careful. Comfort. Murdoch's there. He's ready to pop this ulti. He's ready to go. He's going to go for it. They've got the connection. The Manta's just been waiting to be popped, but he won't even get to use it. As Electronic Boys make sure that they get the PL. And he is gone for 73 seconds. Feels like an eternity at this point.
Oh, and they're gonna get a bonus kill here.
Are they?
Actually, too fast, too furious. He's
Dire's middle
moving
tower
away
is
at a
under
rapid pace
attack.
from his own base, though, which is now under assault by Murdoch. And yeah, there was no chance in hell that PL lives there. The Grimstroke walks up, pops the Soulbind on whichever illusion he finds, it immediately tags the correct PL. His only option was not being there anymore, unfortunately.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Also, I was talking all the way during the draft about having any purges, and there is actually a hard dispel available now with the Inkswell. Even if Murdoch gets lassoed, if he gets an Inkswell on him, and especially if he's, say, surrounded by a lot of kill illusions and other heroes, he's going to get so much healing from that, and of course, the disable is going to get purged at the end of it as well. It really feels like
Strong
there's...
Dispel is really, really good. That will... If you time it correctly, it might almost work in the same way as you cast Fiend's Grip and it's instantly gone. It does take time to charge up, but it's still there. It's still going to mean that this Bane is not going to get a full duration grip off, as long as they have the Inkswell available. Felt holding the high ground position, as Roshan has already been taken. The Aegis on the Sven, and Electronic Boys looking for the angle. Under the ward is Oklahoma, and they're backing their way out, recognizing how close they are to the enemy front line. And Electronic Boys don't get to get that fight. Pops on the Pango. Yeah,
Oh,
he's popping it with the charge. He's revealing their ward locations on for the Pango.
Bit unfortunate, but yeah, all that's left here for Electronic Boys is pick a lane. Which one do they want to go high ground on? I think for now they're going to choke out just a little bit longer. They have that Aegis. They don't really have anything to be afraid of, especially with the Lincoln Sphere on Oklahoma. He can play up and see if he can bait out a lasso here and there.
Waking Up has now finished the Aghanims on the Spirit Breaker too, so we're going to be seeing a lot of charging, a lot of instant charging. Low cooldown. Goes through the BKB of the Sven.
True, but I have a feeling that he's just going to, you know, get into his death faster.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, that's very likely to happen. At least it will interrupt the Sven from charging towards the Bane if you keep the charge. It's kind of like you pile one thing on top of the other and try to figure out what is the final equation of this hypothesis.
Just throw spells.
Yeah, just throw spells. Pango with that upcoming Basher is gonna make things even harder for the Bane. Like, Steel Barco's not gonna have a game anymore. This Bane
much
pick
as he
was
had one.
good until all those items started to show up.
And now the only thing that I'm waiting to show up is the Sven here. He really wants to wait until the end of this Aegis here, but there's not that much item progression that they're waiting for anymore. Albino Zebra just finished up the last big item that I think this team can buy before the big push, which is an Aghanim Scepter. So there is most likely going to be a PL Dark Portrait running around, creating chaos on top of everything else that's going to be going on. And once it's in, I mean, I'm hoping E-Boys is going to go at some point. Come on.
Our patience is going to get rewarded at very, very soon, opportune moment. But for Felt, they don't want to give it just quite yet. They don't want to throw this away against that Aegis. So Electronic Boys will have to take the initiative if they want to use that Aegis. Felt's not going to give it to them. With that in mind, you do need to get all of these lanes pushed in. Maybe even try a little bit of a rat play with speed on the Nature's Prophet. It won't be as effective this game because of the Spirit Breaker in the game. So that's why speed is unable to do the rat play unless Electronic Boys have forced Felt to commit to a fight.
Yeah, so there's two ways in which a rat play can work. Either it is all waves are in and you have one hero on the high ground with an Aegis, for example, on the bot lane, and the Nature's Prophet goes for top lane, takes the racks at the same time while they're engaging all your heroes on bot. Or you need to actually let one of those lanes go and make sure that they are otherwise engaged on the map, trying to get creep camps, trying to get wards out while you do the split push. And neither of those situations are happening right now, because even though all of the waves are pushed in, there is not actually any pressure happening on the buildings of Felt. No need to react, so no good place for the Nature's Prophet to start pushing either. He'd just get caught right now.
E-Boys waiting inside the dire triangle, hoping for one hero to step maybe a bit too far out of their base. Either if it's Wake Me Up or Comfort with the Phantom Lancer. Anything that they can grasp on, they will go for it. Now there's
we just got the go sign.
As well.
We have a DD on this Sven.
Have a DD on the Sven. It is bottled up, so they can still stall it for another minute. Nope, nope, we're going.
No.
We're going. No mercy given.
Not anymore.
Electronic Boys waiting for that jump. Is it going to be the Tusk jumping in, or the Pango, or the Sven, or everything at the same time on top of this Phantom Lancer? I feel like the latter is the one that's going to happen. It might just be a Spirit Breaker to tank it up. The ward is placed on the high ground. They don't know about it. He's hidden in the trees, but the smoke pops from Murdoch. He went too close to the tower, or then it was the Spirit Breaker who did end up popping it up. But Murdoch is going to go in, and he's found Zor. 1, 2, 3. Maybe gets the 4th hit out. Doesn't quite get it, but BKB is still there. He wants to save it for life. Number 2, Zor buffs the BKB. Oklahoma. He is also tanking the Nether Strike, and into the V-Script he goes. And this Pango does not have a second life. And Steel Marco gets a really good ulti, and they're going to lose this as well. And 2 heroes are down. Felt are holding their base with just a couple moves from Electronic Boys. Stretching too far out.
Oh, that's a tragic Tusk sacrifice right there, hoping to get that snowball save and instead just getting blocked in by the amount of heroes over from Felt. He could not bridge the gap.
That's 6 points for 3,000 experience for Felt with 2 kills.
Yep. Sounds about right. I mean, they've been cut off from everything for the past 5 minutes, and now the Aegis is gone. At the very least, Murdoch got one of the things that we spent all that time waiting for. It's his level 25. He was really hoping that he could pop that somewhere during the entire waiting period. Didn't manage it. He's got it now. But yeah, apart from that, we got nothing out of this Aegis.
Felt is now on the aggression. Man smoke towards the bottom half jungle. Hoping to find somebody, hoping to maybe find speed. Meanwhile, Swift Blink has been finished by this Sven. Well, if they can't find a kill, they could just look to take down this tier 2 tower. While in top lane, Solji's BKB has already been used, and the charge is also locked on onto Murdoch. Ziz is there, speed is there. This Bat Rider does not live for long, and the Spirit Breaker just goes in. Wake me up. Use your Quelling Blade. He cuts the wrong tree. He's still blocked in it. And even if he does, there's a greater treant to say, hello, you just cut my tree, so I'll just appear here. So that shard on the Nature's Prophet is actually, he didn't even actually cut the wrong tree, it's just a greater treant standing in his way.
And now we have another God Strength up on the high ground.
I remember when Celery was saying
They're
that
in.
that Sprout shard is the one that is absolutely nuts, and it definitely feels like it again. Wake me up. He's just bought back for the charge on the backline of the speed. He tanks the Soulbind, and he's not going to get an ally nearby him. The Silence as well connecting onto Bane as Oklahoma's charging on the backline. Command is there. Zord throws in the Spear of the Nation's Prophet, but they've lost so much. They've lost so many. They're going to lose this game too because they've lost everything. And GG from Comfort Electronic Boys. It took them 3 series, and now they get the victory in this series at a 2-1. And they've done it.
3 series of 3 games, but finally here it is, the win that just slipped out of their